background, so looks like all this controversy around The Color Purple, this movie that cost $100 million to make. Like, this movie's estimated budget is around $90 to $100 million, and this movie's producer is like Steven Spielberg, Oprah, and many more people. And yet every time the cast for this movie, they comes out and they do any interview, when you thought you have heard enough, more news is coming out about this movie. It's really shocking, especially this interview. Taraji P. Henson and the other cast member, they are coming out and they said, oh, I couldn't believe it when I heard that there was not even enough food. Yes, that's right, not enough food on the set. And also, I guess they didn't drive them to home, because this movie, end of the day, it is shot in Deep South. Over there is a different, everything is not that convenient, and they are complaining about their the ride, which is, I found it is legit complaint, especially all these women, they're working late at night and they're not getting dropped off by all these people. It's quite ridiculous. Of course, this movie, it is who is behind this movie? Of course, Warner Brothers. That's right, this movie is Warner Brothers Production movie. How could they let this happen? Of course, when other day Oprah Winfrey, when she was at the Golden Globe, and of course she comes out and she talking about that she has nothing to do with all this drama and behind the scene. I personally, I'm really sad, all these women, they're working so hard and they don't even have dressing room, no food, and all this, like, I never heard of. That is why I'm like really shocked. Like, what happened in that set? Who was the supervisor? Where is all this money went? You have to ask yourself. That means, of course, this Color Purple movie, actually, when it first came out, this movie was doing quite good at the box office. As I said in my last video, like, this movie, I think, opened quite big on Christmas Day. The next day, this movie fell at the box office. From now on, it's not doing that good. How can this movie do good when you hear all this controversy, especially Taraji P. Henson? Every interview she does, every time she talks about this movie, all she's talking is like how all this cast member, they were mistreated by this, like, this studio. How can you go out and see this movie? I feel like people are not supporting this movie. So I personally never thought this movie will be like huge successful at the box office. So I said in my last video, I thought this movie will be flop. Like, I had no idea how could Warner, whether they gave this movie to $100 million. But I think they were hoping to win some Oscar or get some nomination. Now all this controversy, although these controversies are not everywhere, I guess, but this will hurt this movie's chances to get nomination, because people don't want to support this kind of environment, like, especially the studio, they're not doing enough. People don't want to support this kind of production where all this money went to who? Yeah, when I was talking to my friend, and when my friend, he heard about like the executive producer is Steven Spielberg and Oprah, and she was like, no way Oprah took the money from the production, because she's so rich, why would she do that? So I don't know if she is, like, if she was not probably in charge of all this thing. Although I bet she is some to blame, but I think I think person who was in charge of the production, like he or she is to the blame here. All these women, they look like they really suffer for this movie, and I feel personally quite sad, and that's why I'm making this video, because every time I hear this news, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. These women, they worked so hard for this movie, and now all this controversy, this is now flop at the box office. And it was doing good. Now it might not even get nomination. Although I think they will get nomination. I'm just saying, at this point, this movie will not get a nomination for Best Picture. Like, who will vote for this movie where all the cast members, they were suffering behind the scene? You know what I mean? Although I hope still the actor get nomination, because they were good in this movie. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about all this drama behind the scene? I think Taraji P. Henson, when I first heard her complaint, I was like, whoa, why she doesn't hire an PR or something like that, people who handle this thing. But after listening to, I guess, other people, sounds like she maybe didn't have a PR or manager or nobody. She probably cut everybody off. She was doing her own bargain, and that is why I guess she didn't get paid that much. That is what I heard. And overall, though, still quite sad news. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this news? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget my other videos on other topics. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.